Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our discussion on liberal arts and especially a focus on Ashoka University, our top liberal arts university. I welcome all of you. And I mean, from a number of years, people would come to my office, and when I'm having counseling sessions, people would ask, "Hey, what is liberal arts?" There'll be parents who'll be perplexed that I don't know about it. I'm hearing it for the first time, and how do how does a student build up a career in liberal arts? Which are the top universities? How do we go about it? So today we have gathered here to answer all these questions. And from the time Ashoka came in, I still remember I first saw the brochure at a school called as CJM, a top school in Central Delhi. So
Yes.
apparently somebody from the team had sent a brochure, and CJM was deliberating if they should have the workshop. And I was sitting with the counselor, and you know, and we saw, oh wow, such a so many amazing personalities on board and good faculty from different parts of the world, and we were all excited. And then, of course, the workshop had happened, and today Ashoka is a top university in India, providing education and overall orientation towards liberal arts. So, what is liberal arts? A quick understanding. Uh, li- and I'm sure all of you understand NEP also, which is the new education policy. Though I think Ashoka did it much before NEP came in. So it's a multidisciplinary approach where you are not studying one area. Like if I go and do psychology honors, largely I'll do psychology. Okay, maybe I'll take up one or two small other subjects also on the side, but largely it will be psychology. Similarly, if I do history honors, I do that. But what if I mix psychology, history, geography, IT? I mean, what if I could mix all of these? Wow. So that is the concept of liberal arts. It will teach students critical thinking. You know, it'll help students understand what is happening around in those areas, more practically oriented. And you might learn any subject. Like, of course, there's a choice available to you. So my first question to Vrinda is from Ashoka University. Welcome, Vrinda. Welcome to the show. So my first question to Vrinda is, so what is liberal arts, and also exactly like what do students study when they come to Ashoka? What do students study? Why is Ashoka such a big name?
Okay, so that is a very vast question, sir. I think I'm going to break it down into two parts, if
Yeah,
that's okay with you. I'll quickly share my screen and I'll just show you a few pointers because that will just make it clear to everybody.
please.
I understand that there are going to be students in the audience today who are actually from the CBSE structure, and for them, understanding what liberal education is going to be like a theoretical knowledge. So, all I'm going to request you to do is just keep an open mind and note down any questions that you may have, and then we can take them. Um, Basically, three very important pillars of liberal education. So, when you say liberal arts, people say it's only for the humanities. I'm sorry, but I'm going to break the box for you. It's not. It's basically your freedom to choose what you would want to study and not what you have to study. So your boxes of arts, commerce, and sciences don't really exist in the world of liberal education. That's the best part. Secondly, it's your study of social sciences and natural sciences and humanities. So, liberal arts is a subject. Liberal education is a way of teaching, it's a way of learning wherein you understand your concepts in a discussion based classroom and go out with your own opinions. So, it's mainly making you a thinker more than anything else. Interdisciplinary approach, just like Sir said, that you can mix a few disciplines here and there. I can give you live examples of what students are actually doing nowadays. I mean, if I were to ask you if you were sitting in front of me right now, I would basically say there is a direct connection between political science and maths. And a lot of times I get an answer, ki, oh, so maybe in the data point, maybe there. And like, it's a very grassroots connection as well, which basically is your votes happen and they're counted, and those are numbers and probabilities required to understand exit polls. That's it. So these answers will not come to you quickly until unless you understand your concepts very well, right? So that is where interdisciplinarity comes in. There is an intersection between every discipline. We, I mean, liberal education just makes it very, very clear. Um, the model that it follows is the breadth and the depth model, capital letter T, multiple disciplines that you're introduced to, and that one discipline that you want to go in depth of, that is the capital letter T. And finally, it gives you the skills like critical thinking, just like Sir said, critical thinking, problem solving, helps with communication and social awareness because you end up understanding yourself as well. And what do students study there? So, very quickly, this will take exactly 2 minutes, but I want full focus and full concentration. Sir very rightfully mentioned the NEP right in the beginning. Now, because of the NEP, every university has to go for a 4 year program. However, Ashoka has been the skeleton for the 4 year program because we've been following it for almost 10 years now. We have our 10th batch coming in the year 2023. 2014 is when we started. The 4 year structure looks something like this. You start with foundation courses, go on to majors and minors, co curriculars are mandatory, and finally, your 4th year, which is also the research year. After the 3rd year, if you want to leave, you will get a BA or a BSc degree. After the 4th year, it will become a BA honors or a BSc honors with research degree. That's one of the major differences. Foundation courses mandatory for all. You can come from the sciences, you will still end up studying Indian civilization. You will come from humanities, you will still end up studying principles of sciences. A commerce student will have to study environmental studies and literature in the world. You don't really have an option here because we want to push you to your limits so that you understand what you really want to study. So for the first 1.5 years, you explore. After that, you select your majors and your minors. Now, here are the three lists of pure majors and interdisciplinary majors and minors. I generally ask this question and I never get the right answer, but I'm just gonna throw it out that if I ask you how many combinations you can come up with, generally people tell me, I don't know, maybe 100. No, you can actually come up with 200 plus combinations from just the first three lists that you see on the screen. And trust me, all combinations work. I have students at Ashoka who are doing physics and philosophy together. I have students at Ashoka who are studying chemistry with visual arts. I have somebody who's just been hired by Accenture who actually did psychology and performing arts. And of course, if a structure looks something like this, where it is so dynamic in nature, there can't be a lot of requirements as such. So very simply, you want to do physics as a BSc honors, you'll have to have physics in 11th and 12th along with mathematics. You want to do mathematics, BSc, a BSc honors in mathematics, you will have to have that in 11th and 12th. Other than that, all subjects are open to everyone, including economics and computer science, for which, even if you don't have mathematics, we're ready to give you a bridge course, which is called Calculus Enabler, and our foundation course of mathematical thinking. Clear that in the first semester, and we will be in a position to give you economics and computer science as well, even if you're not a mathematics or a science student. And along with that, 8 majors are completely open for you. Biology is an open subject, chemistry is an open subject for us, history, philosophy, political science, psychology, sociology, and anthropology. These are all open courses for everybody coming from whatever stream. And finally, the 4th year. Uh, so you don't basically continue the content to the 4th year. It makes no sense. You use this 4th year to take yourself to another level. You convert your major into an advanced major, you convert your minor into an equivalent major. You can work on your research or your thesis. I, in fact, have had a few cases in the past where students have actually been selected as PhD candidates right after their research and thesis year, which is the 4th year, and finally become a teaching assistant or pursue a new minor altogether. Well, so that is the overall structure, and I think I'm going to stop now. Right. Yes. Sorry, I tried to keep it as brief as possible.
So great, great. That's great. And thanks for sharing. So people who have just joined us, we shared that how the foundation program is there, and then you move on with the degree and how you can go on to the research side. Alternatively, you might find a job, you might go abroad for masters, and so on. So I'll come back with more questions and Rivu, this I'll be showing later on, so not right now. So the next question is Remove. I suggest you can just remove this. Yeah. Great. Thank you. So the next thing, which how do people get practical exposure? Like I keep on looking at university's website as a career counselor. I keep on researching. So I found that students have got two of your history students got Charles Wallace India Trust award, and they have been doing amazing work in history. I also saw Kangna, who has got summer program at Columbia University, the Corona Award. So, I mean, what happens? How do students get practical exposure? What is really happening at Ashoka? So, can you give us some inside story, the inside juice? Like this is what has been happening here.
Happily, sir, not a problem. So, first of all, if I have to go from theoretical, Ashoka already has a summer and semester abroad program that we run. And we also have 36 MOUs that are already signed. These universities range all the way from King's to Michigan to LSC and so on and so forth. I'd be happy to share a link and you can just share it forward to the
So,
students.
just to clarify, so I can go for a semester abroad.
Yes. So for a
When does
summer.
this happen? Like, which stage does it happen?
Okay, so once you're in the system, first of all, a summer is a few weeks that you can go for during your summer breaks. Generally, we have longish summer breaks because we follow a system where we want the students to go out for internships and summer breaks and summer programs. So, as and when the students join the university in that very first semester, there is a fair that is arranged with these foreign universities who come in and they tell you that these are the sort of summer courses or semester abroad programs that we run. We would love to have you, but these are the requirements. So some of them have a CGPA requirement, some of them don't. But mostly, our Office of Global Education basically works with these universities to make sure that our students get a lot of opportunities. When I say a semester abroad, also, these are for a few months. That is, you go out for an entire semester. Now, here what happens is we don't want you to waste your semester, right? Whatever you've collected in terms of credits over there in that university, that will be added in your transcript here. So, professors in that university and this university will sit together and make sure that your time is not wasted. In fact, you learn something even better from a university outside and you come back. So from your second year onwards, you'll be eligible for it, not from your first year onwards, because that is when you start declaring your majors and your minors. You don't declare your majors in the very first year. You declare them in the second year. So that is
So,
that. Yes.
got it. Yeah, please
Okay,
continue.
so finally, we also have exchange programs with these universities, the 36 universities that I've listed. In case you want to go for something which is not listed in our MOUs, you can still reach out to the global education team and they will make sure that they reach out to that university. Also, we have student exchange programs that happen with a few universities, but that is only subject to if there is an exchange program going on at that time, when you've just joined the university.
So normally, like which countries, what kind of universities? Just a small
Right.
glimpse into. Yeah,
No problem, sir. So, if you could give me a minute, I can actually
yeah, yeah,
show you a few partners that Ashoka already has.
absolutely. The
Um,
students who are attending, we started off by understanding liberal arts, and also we'll put it up on our YouTube channel for some of you who missed the initial part. You can look at it later on also. But we discussed liberal arts, and then we discussed what do students exactly study when they go to Ashoka. Because when I get students in 11th, 12th, so they'll come and ask that what exactly do I study. So of course it's there on the Ashoka's website also. Uh, as a career counselor, I talk of all liberal arts university, but today we are trying to understand in detail about Ashoka and how do we get exposure, what all unique things are there, so that we all can take a calculated decision, structured decision on our university choices and course choices after 12th grade.
so these are a few students who have already gone out. I mean, we've covered Yale, King's College, Columbia, along with that Wellesley and HEC Paris as well. We've had a few students going to LSC, that is London School of Economics too. In terms of our international partners, these are just a few that are listed here. These are not 36 in all. But you can just have a look. These are a few of them. In fact, University of Cambridge also prepares our aptitude assessment papers. We can get in detail with that for that. But with them, with these partners, we not only have these exchange programs, but they also help us upgrade our curriculum at a regular basis, because we are a research-based university at the end of the day. So if we have to do research, we have to stay on top of our game. So there is a rigorous connection between us and these universities, and these are very deep connections that we share in the world of education.
Amazing. That really looks amazing. And I was just wondering, I don't know if I can also apply. I'm slightly balding also. I'd be happy to go to Cambridge. I did go to Cambridge in 2019 and for a deco, and I really like the silence there. I think I can sleep well there. In India, I mean, because of traffic around, sometimes I have sleep disorder. So that was all the crap students. So students just trying to understand Ashoka more in detail. We're having quick laughs in between. Dimple Arya is asking 4 years program when one should join. Of course, Dimple, just after 12th class we can join in. So Ashoka has a structured entrance procedure which we'll be talking about after some time. And Cornell is was Cornell there? I think I saw Penn State. I saw a couple of others.
I will just check and let you know, sir. Give me a minute.
Okay, we're just checking if Cornell is there. Sachin. So, so yeah, so I think good exchange programs, semester abroad programs, as well as summer courses. The Office of Global Education would be helpful in this, which Ashoka has. So, Vrinda, I would like you to talk about other such things which are happening in the university, which is quite different because I get students at all the times and now also I'll be getting. So, people who have got Ashoka and say they have got Hansraj College or they have
Yeah.
got some other DU college, and they will say, hey, what should I do? And then honestly, I'm also at a loss sometimes because the typical parent would be like, DU. So there's a lot of discussions which happen. So it will be good if we can get in detail about what is happening on the campus. Just Take Chadda is asking, sorry, one question. Do you guys have BSc in aviation? No, no aviation. Yeah, isn't it, Brinda? I'm
No,
answering for you.
no, we don't.
So it is the concept is liberal arts, guys, where yes, you would have like Javed is asking, can I do BSc Life Sciences? No, but you can do combinations so that you can later on, build up. So we'll
Pure
show you
masters.
people. Yeah,
So, life sciences is part of biology, right?
right.
Uh, just to break it down, you don't study a subject as a whole. There is no set structure to this, to the overall thing of education. It's a disruptive education. So, when I have to put it in practical words, I will just say, so biology is microbiology. There is flora, there's fauna, there's of course the human part of it, and so on and so forth. There is so much to learn in biology, right? You can take your research in whatever direction you want. Similarly, computer science, maybe for computer science there is encryption, there is data privacy, there is what else, there is protection, there is so much that you can learn, that you can learn, and you would want to learn. So you will have to decide which direction of that particular discipline you want to go into, right? And that's completely up to you. As for the question asked previously, Cornell is a partner for us.
Oh, great.
I just shared a link on the chat box, so you can just share it with all the students.
Okay, great. So I think we'll continue. I'll take some questions after some time.
Sure.
So, yeah, uh, can you just also let us understand, like, uh, how many science people apply, humanities people apply, commerce people apply? What is the typical ratio, and what are they looking at? What happens subsequently, and maybe again some people would have joined in late, so they missed the initial context when we talked about it, which I'll repeat after some time. I would have more people joining in. So if you can highlight that, it will be great.
Sure, sir. So, I think a lot of times, and we're almost 10 years old, but we still keep answering the same question again and again. And I'm happy to do that, because I think somehow this is getting lost in the context that it's a pedagogy and it's not just for humanities. But when I say sciences, Ashoka has 12 majors. out of which six are BA honors and six are BSc honors. That's the best part. We have an expansion plan coming up, out of in which we're going from 25 acres to 100 acres. We're almost going 4 to 5 times our size. And the
Oh,
first order
Asha,
of
I
business,
didn't know about it.
yeah, and the
Okay,
first order of
you
business,
explained. Oh, okay,
yes,
amazing.
and I mean, we were plot number two till now. Now we've already taken plot number one. So basically, you're going to see us right on the highway. But the first order of business in that is, in fact, a science park. And that science park is
Okay,
going to have three major schools. Number one, Trinity School of Biosciences. It is also going to have a school of advanced computing. It is going to have a school of advanced research. We want to make Ashoka the central research hub in northern part of India at least, because south has a lot of it and north maybe not so much. So I'm just, if you can just give me 1 second, sir. Sorry, this is going to take a few
yeah,
minutes.
please,
This is
absolutely,
the science
absolutely.
park and this is what it's going to look like.
Oh, amazing, amazing.
And I mean, it's basically going to have an innovation center as well. It is going to have everything that anybody would need in terms of sciences. And this is what the expansion plan looks like. Trivedi School of Biosciences already exists at Ashoka. It is
Okay,
just going to get a building now. That's it. Right. So, and when I say that we have all of these amenities, so of course the influx of a lot of science kids is increasing in Ashoka. And the best part is that they also get interdisciplinarity. When I said somebody has physics and philosophy together, I was not kidding and I was not taking a random board. I mean, I was not taking random disciplines together. I actually have students studying that. In our interdisciplinary majors, I don't know if anybody noticed, but there are a lot of interdisciplinary majors here which basically say philosophy and computer science together, psychology and philosophy together. There is politics, philosophy, and economics together, right? So because of these interdisciplinarities, a lot of students are navigating towards Ashoka because of their sciences and their humanities working together hand in hand. If I have to give you a live example, psychology is a BSc course for us, right? Now, I don't know if people know this. A lot of times, economics and psychology speak to each other very well because economics and psychology together is actually your base for behavioral economics. So, that base leads to marketing. So, you still get to stay in the realm of commerce, but you get to understand it from a different perspective. That's the beauty of liberal education. So,
uh, one quick this thing. Sorry, I can see that if I have to do like if I have to take up eco as a pure major,
mhm.
can I do it without maths also? Like
No, sir.
I don't have
So,
maths in 11th and 12th.
no problem. So, I think I had mentioned that earlier, but I will keep reiterating this. For us, first of all, applied maths is accepted. Secondly, even if you don't have applied maths or standard maths, there are two courses. Number one, mathematical thinking, which is part of our foundation courses list, and secondly, calculus enabler. Clear these two with the desired grades. The grade sheet is actually there on the website already. If you get the desired grade, both the computer science department and the economics department have uh, said yes to taking in non-math students, provided they clear these two,
Great,
because there is a difference between aptitude and interest. You might not be interested in mathematics, but we need to know if you have the aptitude for mathematics, because computer science and economics require maths.
great, great.
That's it.
Brinda, I think if you can once again cover because some students would have joined in late. I
Yes, yes.
like the student's name, living and interacting with pets. Living and interacting with pets. You should advise me also. I was thinking of having a what is that hamster. I was trying to
Interdisciplinary.
get a pet which is where I don't have to work too much, but right now I decided just to follow myself, but that later. So I think interdisciplinary, the question is, can you tell more about interdisciplinary majors? How does it work? It is, how important it is. So if you can quickly again tell, because I think new students have joined it.
No problem, sir. So, interdisciplinary majors basically are, first of all, those majors that students are really, really interested in at Ashoka. So, by with time, we've created these interdisciplinary majors. They did not come right in the beginning, but they happened with time gradually. Now, this list basically consists of subjects that are interlinked, intersection. There is an intersection, and you get to study the effect of one over the other. So, for example, in economics and finance, you will understand how how economies are affecting financial markets, and how financial markets are getting, help or that sort of support from economies and economical data and so on and so forth. So, you study the effect of one over the other. These are not different parallel subjects. These are basically interconnected at one point or another.
Great, great. So some students ask some other questions. Dimple, I'll ask you questions towards the end. So just wait for 10-15 minutes. Sachin is asking, when will this plan commence? I believe, Sachin, you asked it when we were showing you the different centers related to biology. So they are already there, already there. Uh, yeah, hi Shubham Gupta. You have come after so much time. Even I have not been doing YouTube lives, but thanks for regularly being there. We are again highlighting. See, Ashoka, you could take up a BA honors or a BSc research. So it
Yes.
depends on which side you're going for. So already the bio this thing is active, and of course there are more plans in the offering as has been shared.
Yes.
So, Saurabh Garg, you're asking what are the careers for eco? So, after eco, you could do the following. You could work in the field of econometrics. So, you might be an econometrician with, say, Reliance. You are understanding how global changes in economy are influencing changes in petrochemical prices, for example. You might be in SBI. You might be understanding how global changes in economy are influencing interest rate changes, for example. You might be working with RBI, you might be working with Niti Aayog or any planning arm of the government. But if you want a lot of money, you'll be working with consulting firms, Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst and Young, Bain, and so on. So all these, of course, you can work in teaching and research also. You know, you might work with FICCI, SOCHM. So these are industry chambers. You can work with them also. So these are the kind of jobs you do after you are taking up eco. You know, courses for animation graphic. No specific courses, but yeah, as a add-on thing, I think design courses are there.
For us, sir, we have visual arts. I mean, if I have to break down visual arts, you're looking at basics of design, but not greatly because this is a minor for us. We have visual arts as a minor, not as a major. So you can take it as a subject. There is fine arts included in it. There is different forms of arts included in it, traditional and modern art. But for the proper design courses that you're looking at, you might not get that.
Absolutely. So, bio students we just highlighted. I'll repeat after some time. Arivir, you'll take up a bachelor's program where eco is a major subject. Brinda, you can correct me. Rivu, kindly highlight Arivir's question. If I'm aiming at eco with maths, so how can he do that? So you would take up a bachelor's program where
Okay.
yeah, Brinda, you can take it.
Do from aiming at economics with core maths. So basically, I'm believing, Arvind, what you're trying to say here is that you have core mathematics right now, which means that, I mean, you are first of all eligible for economics, right? Now, with eco, I'm just going to tell you, eco is a very, very adaptable subject, right? If I have to open the list that I have at Ashoka, like what we do at Ashoka, uh, one second. Okay, I'm going to start. Yes. Okay. Yes. Window. Yes. So this is the list that I have. Sorry. Okay. This is my list. Okay. Up. Very quickly. Uh,
We are not getting it on the screen. Can you just put it on the screen?
One second. I'm just gonna stop sharing. One second. Is it? Wait 1 second, sir.
Guys, we'll just take more questions. We're just answering one by one. Meanwhile, Saurabh Garg, I'll just answer your question. So you say, thanks, Jitin sir. So welcome. If my child wants to pursue eco, what subject she needs to opt for? So, as we said, even maths is not compulsory, but ideally, I would say if a child has done integration differentiation, it becomes easier for the child to do eco, especially at a graduation and post graduation level. So if your child takes maths or applied maths, it will be helpful for the child. But at Ashoka, you can apply. Of course, you can look at other universities also all over India, which if you want, you can see my video on YouTube. Eco Economics as a Career. I have 200 plus videos on YouTube. You can just go and see, you'll get a list of all top universities in India and also how do you go about step by step.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So can you see my screen now?
no.
No, we can't. Oh my
Oh,
god.
now, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we can. Now we
We
can.
can. Oh,
Yes,
perfect. Great.
yes,
So the list of majors, minors, and co-curriculars. That's what you can see right now, right? Okay.
yes.
All right. So, Arvi, so what you're looking at is, Bacha, you want to do economics. Economics is one of the most adaptable subjects out there. Okay. You take it with psychology, it goes towards behavioral economics. You take it with mathematics, you can go towards statistics or economic analysis, right? Economical data analysis. That's what. You take it with, to be very honest, political science, you can go towards economical policies. So, you can study economics with any combination. In fact, for politics, philosophy, and economics, we have a lot of takers at Ashoka. It was created because students loved studying this particular combination. You want to go for an interdisciplinary with another minor, you can take economics and finance along with entrepreneurship. So you say in the realm of commerce, but you still get to explore different ideas of it. Or you can take it with international relations. I mean, the most interesting combination that I have seen with economics was economics and chemistry. So the student
Oh,
was actually really interested in, just understand economics was his major, chemistry was a passion. So studied both of them and is working with one of the think tanks today. So, all combinations work when I say that.
great, great. So answering Manihari's question, what about bio students? So if you are a bio student and you want to do bio something, so in pure major, I'll select bio. In interdisciplinary major, can you put up the screen? The this
I'm
thing.
so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
I was
sorry, sir.
just
Yes,
thanks,
yes.
thanks.
It's there. It's there.
So it depends. If I'm a person interested in psychology, so I'll take up psychology and philosophy. You can see in interdisciplinary majors, I can take up minors in various areas. So in fact, there are a lot of medical startups in India. I would probably take up entrepreneurship, and the last one co-curriculars. Maybe I want to go after this to Germany, or to Sweden, or to Switzerland. Like Switzerland has ETH, Zurich, and so on. So maybe I learn German language, or for Sweden, I learn Swedish language. So depending on how I am progressing, what my career plans are, I would take it, or maybe I have no clear cut career plans. While doing bio, I might take up other areas also. You know, I might take up if I have interest, I might take up anything which will let me get into analytics. I might take up computer science also, and I can get into bioinformatics, which is computational biology. So at a master's level, I can go for a programming computational biology, which is a hottest career. In 4 5 years, you will be working anywhere in the world with amazing salaries. Okay, one question which Shabad has been asking is Ashoka University's ranking global and national level.
Okay, so Ashoka University is a different league altogether, guys. We are a 4 year program and we are a liberal education program. So there is only a few handful other universities that are offering liberal education right now. I can just say that no, we're the pioneers and this and that. No, there are other universities that offer liberal education. Of course, we've practiced it a little bit more than them, but at the end of the day, there is no competition as such that Ashoka has. However, we have had a few rankings. I mean, for economics, the QS ranking one is something that we've received already. We are a UGC recognized university, and the other competitions we don't generally enter right now because there are very less universities in the country that are doing interdisciplinarity at the moment.
Great. So, yeah, uh, Jaktej, you asked me a question that what all can I do if I have PCM and I don't want to pursue engineering. I've already answered. So you can do maths, go for operations research, supply chain management. You can take up stats. You can go for data analytics, business analytics. You can even do BBA business analytics, which has some amount of IT. but more of management. You can go for food sciences like food technology, BSc food sciences. You can go for management courses directly. You can go for psychology, BSc law, or like here, as we are showing, even a lot of people after science do eco. So maybe in pure majors, if I'm looking at this university, you might look at eco. Maybe in interdisciplinary majors, you might look at computer science, or depends on your own interest, eco and finance. And you can look at IR also, and maybe later on you'll get into development eco. Maybe you'll get into consulting companies. Maybe you'll work with the government. So any of these opens up for you. So depending on how you are, accordingly, things will happen.
So can I add something there?
Yeah,
Okay.
please, please.
So I've had a few students in the past who were not interested in engineering. So they ended up taking either biochemistry and moved towards pharmaceuticals, or they went in for physics and maths together. And what did they do? They went in for astrophysics. I have a student already who's sitting somewhere in Geneva, in a university in Geneva right now, which is one of the most prominent universities in the world of astrophysics. She got in the first attempt. Her name is Rashmi, and that is what she wanted to do. She wanted to become an astrophysicist. So that's what she's doing at the moment.
Amazing, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, general career questions I'll answer towards the end. Let's take Sapna Vashne's question. Are there any scholarships? So, if you can financially also, if you can explain
Of
what
course.
happens and, of course, what kind of expenses are there, and if there are any scholarships, and how can students get scholarships?
Of course. So, first of all, I will not sugarcoat it. Ashoka's fees is 11.08 lakhs per annum. This is inclusive of your residential cost. But the next line is extremely important for everyone to know, which says that no student has ever been denied education at Ashoka due to financial constraints, and we stand by it. Every year we get students from all walks of the country, and the vision that Ashoka was started on was need-based financial aid, where world-class education has to be made affordable for all. And when I go back to the numbers of 22 23, which were last year's numbers, 23-24 batch is still getting formed, so we don't know the final numbers right now. So 22-23, 48%, nearly 50% of my class, which means almost every second student is on financial aid of some form or the other. 143 100% financial aids were rolled out, and 78 crores were raised and awarded to students in terms of financial aid. Now, how does it happen? We look at your context and your context only. I mean, we're going to ask your parents to step in here, and we're going to tell them to give us their income statements, income tax returns, along with loans, liabilities, and dependencies. So once you have a confirmed offer of admission from us, this is that the process begins for that, for the financial aid. And we go through every single document, and this is one of the most giving aids that, I mean, that any other education institution can ever give you. We are one of the biggest philanthropic initiatives in the country because Ashoka is not owned by one person. There is no profit making. It is run by 200 plus founders. You're looking at Make My Trip owners, you're looking at Naukri.com owners, you're looking at people who've actually started ISB, the first founding dean of ISB, Pramad Ratsina. You're looking at Bain's Capital right now. Everybody, Zaveris, Sun Pharma, they're all our founders. And they all make sure that world class education is made affordable to all. In fact, we request everybody who applies to Ashoka and gets in to apply for the need based financial aid. You never know, maybe it will work out for you. And there is something else also, which is a merit come means scholarship for the sciences. Ashoka's never had a merit scholarship. We started this last year. It is at a very nascent stage at the moment. It is only for the pure sciences, and it's 100% waiver on tuition and residence cost. So in need-based financial aid, also we go anywhere between 25 to 100% based on your need. And second, the merit come means scholarship is a direct 100% off. I'm just going to mention something specifically. I don't know how many Haryana students are here today, people from Gurgaon and Faridabad who've either lived there or have a home there or basically are Haryana domiciles. So it is a government norm, and Ashoka gives direct 25% off on tuition to anybody who has a Haryana domicile certificate. So you might want to keep that in mind as well.
Can you repeat that, please?
So Haryana domicile is a government document. If you have a Haryana domicile certificate, you will be eligible for a direct 25% off on tuition fee uh,
Oh,
once you get into Ashoka. No questions asked. You no
I have
documents are
land. I have land in Sonipat. Do I qualify?
so you also need a confirmed offer of admission. I don't think you're applying this year, are you?
Oh God. Wait. Uh, so, Ria, I'll take a question in some time. Just wait. Any general career questions, please don't ask right now because I'll ask you to wait. I'll first cover Ashoka. That's the topic. That's the focus right now. And any questions related to liberal arts, I'll take right now. Others, I'll take later on. Okay. Saurabh Garg is saying we heard that Ashoka University selects only 2 3 students from one school in one financial year. Saurabh, in my experience, sometimes there will be no student from that school. I mean,
Wow.
there's nothing like it. I don't know how you hear all this stuff, but Brinda, you can just confirm. Yeah,
No, absolutely not. Your profile is yours. It doesn't matter what school you're coming from, your profile is yours. No, we don't take just two, three people from one school. I don't know who's spreading all of this information though.
yeah. So Saurabh, there's nothing like it. It depends on what kind of. So I think at this point, Saurabh, I think good that you highlighted it. So in detail, Brinda, if you can talk about admission process of Ashoka.
Okay. So we have a holistic admission process. You must have heard a lot about profile building and profile and this and just to put it in perspective and just to like make it very very clear for everybody. Number one, whatever you've been able to manage in the past 17, 18 years, that is what we're asking for. That's it. There is a longish form. Let's not sugarcoat it. It's about 6, 7 pages. It will take time. A good Ashoka application, in fact, takes about a week or a week and a half. So the application is basically it consists of academic scores, 10th, 11th, and 12th. 10th board marks, 11th whatever you've been able to manage in school, and then you have your 12th predicted scores. For IB, those have to come to us from the counselors. For Cambridge, they have to come to us through your counselor. For CBSE, you can self predict. That's completely up to you. There are two personal essays in the form, 400 words and 150 words. SAT, ACT scores, if you have them, okay. If not, great, not a problem. They're optional in nature. For us, we need one recommendation letter. It can come from anybody of your choice. I mean, somebody who knows you well, hopefully, preferably. And non-academic engagements, basically anything that you've done outside the classroom counts. Even if you've taught yourself some skill, tell us about it. We'll be happy to know about it. um, this is followed by a set of assessments, which is the Ashoka aptitude assessment. 40 questions, 90 minutes, and an on-the-spot essay. Both of these are mandatory. In case you miss your assessment, your application is completely null and void. You will not be allowed to go. I mean, your application will be done for us. We will not be taking it anymore. uh, Once you're done with stage one, that is your application and the assessments, you go on to stage two in case you get shortlisted. It's an interview. This is basically a monologue when I'm telling you things. That is going to be more of a conversation. Once that is done, you go on to stage three with an offer. It can be a confirmed offer or a conditional offer or a waitlisted deferral or denial. And finally, once you're done, in case you get a confirmed offer of admission, we move you towards the financial aid or the merit cum need scholarship, or you just simply pay the first acceptance fee and you're done. That's the application process.
Great, great. So, can you highlight about hostel and staying conditions? I think Aravir is asking.
Sure. I will have come prepared today. Don't worry. Yes, so this is what the residence life looks like. You've got fully furnished air-conditioned men's and women's residence halls. These are separate halls. Men and women do not intermingle like that. There are common areas for them. So, in terms of safety and security, there is round the clock access to first aid and to medical assistance and to security. A lot of times you get asked this question. You're sitting in Haryana. How safe is the campus? Trust me, there are no black spots on campus. My own sister has gone and lived there for a week for the Young Scholars Program. She came back very happy. I had no problems because I knew that she was taken care of. Uh, Common lounges equipped with television reading areas. So these common areas are there in the ground floor of every residence hall. So if you have any projects or anything that you're working on, you can just simply work together. And finally, it's a home away from home. We don't want you to think about a lot of things. So your laundry is taken care of, your documentation is taken care of. We've got a tuck shop on campus that you don't really have to walk out for anything for. You've got salons and gym and gymnasiums, everything. Basically, what you can think of getting, it's all there.
Can you also talk about career services which are available? This is my question.
Oh, perfect. Career services, I believe you're talking about placements.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So, stats कुछ ऐसे दिखते हैं sir. We've so there are three ways out of Ashoka. Number one, you start your own startup. Second, you apply for your masters. Third, you sit for campus placements. Now, out of my entire batch, 336 students asked for placements, and these were the number of students that were placed. All everybody who's ever asked for a placement at Ashoka has been given a placement because we've had 100% placement record for all those who've asked for placement, who've opted for it. Now, 350 plus university companies have come into the university for internships as well as placements. Our median salary, in fact, this is an older number, but I can tell you for a fact our median salary has gone up. It is now somewhere around 11.4. It is not 10.6 anymore. And the highest salary is 37 lakhs. I have no problems in telling you that was given by Google India. One of my students who did computer science and entrepreneurship was hired as a software engineer. And I also have students who've been hired as software developers. I do not have an engineering degree. And these are the companies that come into Ashoka. Now, of course, there are a lot of education and development companies as well. There are management and consulting firms as well. But here also, liberal education plays a very, very important role because I have students who've done political science and have been hired by McKinsey and Company. I have had students who've done biology and have ended up in banking and finance. I've had kids in the past who've done psychology. This is actually one of my best examples that I have. One of my students who had a learning disability, did psychology and performing arts, got hired by Accenture as an HR
Oh,
manager.
amazing.
This was
Amazing.
this year. So, trust me, when you talk about placements and companies coming in, it's the skill set that you've taken along the way that matters the most.
Great.
So,
Uh, I think two people are asking, I think entry questions only. One, if Ashoka considers SAT scores, and second, when does the process start?
okay. So we do consider SAT scores, but they are optional for us. They are not mandatory. If you have not given them, do not bother. It's fine. You can just submit, you can just visit for the aptitude assessment and you give us your predicted scores, and that's about it. Okay. Secondly, registrations for Ashoka have already started for the year 2024. We start a year prior.
Oh,
So registration started on 1st of July. You can register, you can go on our website right now and you can just simply register. Once you're done registering, somebody from the team will get in touch with you. You can ask any sort of questions that you have related to Ashoka to them. This also marks your interest with us. So, as and when the applications open in the month of October for the year 2024, you will be informed about it. You can start from the very first day with your application, and from there on, you can just look at the deadlines. The final deadline dates will come out in the middle of September once we're done with this year's applications and everything. So September mid is when we declare the dates for next year, the timelines for next year. Just keep an eye out, and we'll anyways be informing Jitin sir and Raghu about it anyways.
great, great. So I believe students, we have kind of covered loads of your questions relating to liberal arts and especially Ashoka University, the topmost university for liberal arts in the country. So, any other quick questions if you have, you can ask me right now. How do we help you further? Suppose you want I can see a couple of people asking career questions. We do complete aptitude testing and career counseling, which a lot of you know. We have come to your schools, and I get a lot of students here at my center at Southex, or we do online also. So you can be in touch. How to prepare, how do you go about building up a profile? How do you decide what to do? How do you go about it? And then, so we kind of provide you all resources. So we are a pure play career counseling center. We are based in Delhi, but we work with students from all over India and some outside India also. Next, please. So there are a couple of questions which are there, which I will answer shortly. Yeah. So when you come to us, we help you with everything, right from understanding which courses you should apply for, what kind of universities, what is the eligibility criteria, financial parameters, location. I get people who say, "Hey, I'm looking at India, this location." We also, it's not that we do only India or only abroad. We help students look at whichever topmost university they can get in. Some students from our center are applying to both Indian as well as outside India universities. Next, please. So, next, please. Yeah. So, decision making, as I was sharing with you, college ranking, scholarship based on future placement. So that is how our thing is. Next, we have something called as Indian Application Service, which again, in case you want, you can be in touch with our team. And next, please. So, uh, in fact, a lot of people come to us to understand how they can build up their profile. So first of all, we carry something where we let you explore. It might be through webinars, through TED Talk, through online courses, and then of course specific areas like we help people do research papers, competitions. We help people take up social projects, sometimes tech projects if you're a science student. We help you get into top national, international level competitions. We have regular workshops on writing skills, uh, public speaking, how to handle interviews, and so on. So with all this, we help you build up a profile. Next. So our students get admits in various universities. Next. So you can see people going to various places. This is India, of course, and outside India also people are getting in. So that's how we are placed. Next. We keep on conducting a lot of workshops. So if you are on our social media, or you might be watching this on YouTube or Facebook. So this is our next workshop, which is a physical workshop. It is free of charge. If you are interested in going outside India, then you are welcome to attend this workshop on 30th of July at Kamani Auditorium, Hall, Kamani Auditorium. So 30th of July, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a Sunday. So I welcome all of you there. You can just register online. It is free of charge, and you can come over there. Next, please. Okay. Any further questions? I think one or two questions which people had asked, I said I'll answer later. Sunita Gupta ma'am had asked, what all programs can a child go if he has computer science, business studies, and accountancy? So Sumita Gupta, it depends. Maybe the child loves computer science. Maybe one can go for a BCA kind of a course, or a liberal arts, like we discussed, Ashoka. Here also you can take up computer science along with various combination. There are universities which have computer science and economics also today. Uh, Maybe the child doesn't like it. You can go for management, law, advertising, English honors, psychology. So a lot of programs. I mean, it will depend on how the student is thinking. So, guys, if you want to connect with us, you have this mobile number in front of you, or you can mail to our team members like Vikram and Akshay. Uh, a complete Indian application service is also there. Abroad services are also there. You can be in touch with us. Of course, if you want to understand more about Ashoka, you can visit their websites. And already this this entire video today, we'll put it up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel also, and you can avail of it. And I would like to thank Vrinda. So, Vrinda, thanks for being here and conducting this program. I think students gained a lot of. I also learned a few things, honestly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here, sir. It was a great honor being here. Thank you so much.
Welcome. So, students, it's a great pleasure. We spoke for quite some time, almost an hour. We have been speaking. So, I look forward. Research, research, research. If you want to identify innovative careers, if you want to identify innovative courses for yourself, just keep on researching. Don't listen to convention. I would have never become a career counselor if I would have listened to people around me. Everyone dissuaded that time. Everyone said कुछ नहीं होता, कौन आता है career counseling, and so on and so forth. Yeah, but please understand, any new career, any new things, immediately people will not understand. If you research, you'll definitely find something innovative for yourself, and you'll be very very successful. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vrindavan.